All right, so here's a little origin story. Back in 2014, I was getting tired of seeing large URLs everywhere. University press releases, official emails, social media, etc. The truth is, they never looked professional, memorable, or trustworthy enough for me. And honestly, it just looked like a typo waiting to happen. Um, Third-party shortened URLs like Tico and Bitly, they don't seem better to me for two reasons. Anyone can create those links, and I constantly see these links from like sites from those sites in spam emails. Around this time, I also found out that a department within the university was paying hourly for custom URLs, analytics, and reports. Now, please keep in mind these custom hourly links had no Rutgers branding whatsoever, so it could have once again been from anybody and anywhere. This is where my students responded. My students and I responded by putting together the initial version of this utility that we're going to talk about today. With the help of my colleague, Aaron Richton, we found a few willing volunteers and scored this really catchy domain name here. Go.rutgers.edu continues to evolve as the university's needs change and our users provide us with feedback. From day one, this application is crowdsourced, and I encourage everyone listening to give this application a try and let me know if there's anything we can do to improve it. All right, so Go.rutgers.edu, what is it? It started out as a Rutgers branded URL shortener. It still does that. It runs a custom software package known as Shrunk that was written in-house by the student workers within the messaging and collaboration services team. Why is it useful? Long, unruly URLs are unsightly and sometimes won't work with however you communicate, like Twitter or SMS. Go.rutgers.edu provides authenticated users shortened URLs as well as QR codes. So in order to generate one, you have to be a valid user. It also provides custom URLs with the right permissions. So if you ask nicely, we will give you power user access. And once again, please be nice. These custom URLs are on a first come, first served basis. So try not to squat on any of them, if you know what I mean. Why else is it useful? Go.Rutgers ensures Rutgers digital branding, Rutgers.edu digital branding, and let's see, Rutgers IT security systems like anti-spam and anti-malware systems may give preferable treatment to Rutgers.edu internal addresses. There's also built-in statistics and basic analytics capabilities. So who's using this? Like I mentioned earlier, if you're a valid user, any valid faculty and staff with a valid Rutgers Net ID has access to it. Permissions can also be granted to valid student workers and guests. Here's some stats, I guess. Since 2014, there have been about 800 unique users who have created links on this service. These users have created over 35,000 links, and Go.Rutgers.edu shortened links have generated over 7 million visits. Where do I get more information? You can go to go.rutgers.edu/FAQ, and for additional info or feedback, please contact OSS at OSS. Okay, so I'm going to end the slideshow. Okay, oops, and now I'm going to go for a quick live demo here. All right, so if you've logged in before and if you've created a couple of links before, this is probably going to look a little familiar to you. This is the dashboard. The first thing I'm going to show you here is basically how you can view the links that you've created. You can go by most popular to I guess you could say from least popular to most popular. You can go alphabetical to reverse alphabetical, oldest first or newest first. Let's see, what else do we have here? Okay, and from here, I want to create a link. So here's another use case. So if you want to come in and create a link, you could grab a URL from just about anywhere. I'm going to copy this one here, add it, paste, and I will call it Lightning Talks, LT for Lightning Talks, why not? And here we go. So from here, anytime if I share this link and anybody clicks on it, they'll be able to go to this site here. And I've also generated some statistics. Now that I've created the link, you see I also have a QR code which you could download and print just about anywhere, and you can use it on websites or flyers. I've seen that happen. I think I might have even seen it on like RUTV ads, which is kind of cool. There are also statistics. I'll go into statistics in a little bit, but I want to edit this link now. So let's say I actually want to call it Lightning Talks. And because I'm a power user, I can give it a custom URL. So I'll call it Lightning. Here we go. And now anytime anybody goes to Go.rutgers.edu Lightning, they'll go to the IT lecture series. All right, the next thing I want to show you here is, all right, great, now I have this site and people are visiting it. I want to take a look at some statistics. This one's not terribly interesting because I just created it, but one thing I wanted to note here is you can export visit data as a CSV. So if you wanted to munge it in any way you'd like, you could pretty much grab this. This is the link that I created, or this is the site that I created for the link. And you can see that there are 3 total visits today and 1 unique visit. And here you can either print the chart or download the image, download this image in 3 different image formats. Let's go down a little further. You can take a look at the number of visitors based on region, either from US or the world. And once again, you could print the chart, download the images. And it also provides browser statistics. So what kind of browser was this person using? Or these people using? What kind of machines were they using? Was it Android? Was it iOS? Was it a Windows machine, a Linux machine? And refers. So what site were they on when they clicked on this link? Okay, let's go back to the dashboard here. All right. Now I also wanted to show you, you could download these search results, but not search results, but basically download a CSV file of all the links that you've created in the past as well, also for your data purposes. Next thing I wanted to talk about is organizations. Now, organizations is a new feature. It's a product of a previous focus group, and we're in the final stages of collecting feedback on this feature. So if you're interested in being part of this, definitely let me know what you think. And also, if you want to be part of any future focus groups, please contact us, OSS@OSS, or just in the chat room. Let's see. So organizations, what is it? I kind of look at it as a buddy list. You know what? Let's create it. Let's create a buddy list. Buddies. Okay. I'm going to create this here. And right off the bat, you can look at the statistics. Right now, it's just me. These are my visitors. Once again, I could download the visitor data here. Not terribly interesting yet. Let me see if I can add a member here. I can either choose to make him an administrator or not. It doesn't look like Alex has created any links yet. That's okay. I have another organization here I could show you. Okay, this organization has myself, my colleague Basil Kamech, and Brian Lineski. And here we go. So here's some actual live data here, and also where these visitors are coming from, US and the world. There we go. We got 2 visitors from the UK. Now, if I decided to change my view over here to the messaging and collaboration services group and take a look at the decreasing visits to see who's the most popular one, I have this link here from Basil, who has 483 visits. And take a look, you can see unique visits, total visits. But something else I wanted to show you is if I were to highlight a stretch of time, you can zoom in and take a look at it, the stats from here. Also US and the world, and browser statistics as well. That's pretty much all I have here. If you have any other questions, please feel free to look it up on the FAQ, and if we don't have any answers there, or if you have any bug reports or some feature requests, please feel free to contact us at oss@oss. Um, you know, definitely let us know how we can improve this application. You know, this is for you guys. This is for the university, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
You need to unmute. Thank you, Jack. Appreciate your presentation. I do have a couple of questions here. The first one is from Sharish Prazeris. Will query strings ever be supported by Go.rutgers.edu?
Query strings.
Yeah, so I'm going to jump in. Jack asked for some of the moderation for the Q&A. Query strings, I know we have, as we've heard that feedback previously, and it is on the roadmap. I'm not recalling a time estimate off the top of my head, but I know we're looking into that for the future.
Thanks, Aaron. Sorry, I should have introduced Aaron Richton.
No
Aaron
worries.
is Jack's colleague, and he's here to help with questions today. The next question comes in from Rodney. It says, I tried to make a link shortener site many years ago and gave up when I found out other servers actively blocked any link shortening service. Has there been any problems since Go.rutgers.edu's inception with this?
Yeah, I mean, Jack did sort of touch on that during the slides, that those link shorteners out in the world have serious issues with reputation. They're very popular with scammers. And we have seen that Go.Rutgers, and in general, the Rutgers domain tends to have better spam treatment. So although there have been, like any IT service, there certainly are occasional security incidents. They're few and far between compared to the commercial link vendors, and we've actually had much better deliverability and inbox placement with Go.Rutgers over the years. It's one of the key features.
All right. Another one for you, Aaron, from Antonio Barrera. Is there an API to add or manage links?
So that's not something that we are offering directly at this time. Again, if there's sufficient interest, that's something we could look into adding for the roadmap moving forward. But at this point, it's primarily a web-based tool.
Thank you. I have another one from Sharish. Are all my links viewable by anyone in my organization? That is, can I set specific links? It's bouncing around on me. I think I lost the rest of it.
Yeah, I think I understand the gist of it, though. So it's the answer is yes. For now, the organization is just sort of a flat hierarchy. You know, all of messaging is messaging. You know, making more complex access control, I certainly can understand the case for that. That's the sort of stuff that we're talking through in some of our past and probably our future focus groups as well, to see, you know, where do we strike that balance between functions and complexity for the university there.
Thanks, Aaron. One from an anonymous attendee. Custom URLs available to power users. Are we talking subdomains, paths, or both?
So by default, we act similar to the commercial vendors in that you'll get a completely random string, you know, B0, Q5, YY. When you have power user that you're sort of vetted as a university communications staff, we let you come, as Jack mentioned, first come, first serve, to actually put that custom string like /lightning talk. What you link to on the far end can be any valid address, any depth, any domain. We don't mind that. It is all under Go.Rutgers.edu. We're not supporting any custom branding within that at this point.
Thank you. The next two weren't questions, just a thank you for your service. And that comes from Sean Glasgow and Jason Pappas. Both say they use it extensively. The next question I have here is Bobby Perez. He says, is there a way in statistics to see which creatives, poster, flyer, Facebook, Twitter, etc., performs best to get better platform analysis in addition to just web browsers?
So the current analytics has support for the HTTP referrer, which will handle many of those creatives. I don't know 100%. Organic from a poster versus flyer, that might be a bit complex. You might want to make separate campaigns for those separate print media because you're not going to have any interactive there, but you can get some basic addressing of that through the referrer header.
Thanks, Aaron. It looks like this might be the last one. It's from Bobby again. Can tracking IDs be added to the link after shrinking it?
So I think that would sort of go back to the first question we got in terms of supporting longer query strings. And I think what might be good, Jack mentioned, we are looking for feedback. This is now a product we're doing focus groups on ongoing. And I think what might be good for the community would be if we know what is being used in terms of technology for your analytics, what would work with that? Do we need to look at query strings? Do we need to look at sort of subpaths? What sort of technologies do we need exactly to enable that? But certainly the query strings is already on the roadmap. And if there's other technologies, let's hear about it.